Welcome to the Mother-Daughter-ish podcast. It's your mama's favorite podcast.
And the podcast your daughter always wanted.
This is Miss Dawn.
And Aungelique.
From the 713. Houston, y'all. Get connected and stay connected weekly as new shows debut on Sunday, Wednesday, and please check out our Saturday Out and About showcases.
Enjoy the show. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and tell every woman on the planet that you know about our show.
Here's our show for today. Hey, it's Miss Dawn. You wondering how you can support our show, Mother-Daughter-ish? We have CashApp, we have PayPal, and we do have Vimeo. Support our show so that we can reach out to more women. Our goal is to reach and build a community of 1 million women. Why don't you come on and help us do that? Hello, mothers and daughters. Here we go again with another series about ways to take care of your health. We have one final topic, and that's going to be on social, how we spend our social time. As you know, with the invention of social media, a lot of people are using that as all of their social experience, but we're going to talk a little bit more about different ways you can do that next time. But today, with our almost final conversation, we're talking about relaxation, not just sleep, but we're going to talk about meditation. We're going to talk about naps. We're going to talk about the benefits. We're going to talk about all of that and ways to relax. Give you a couple of little tips and maybe even share a story with you. But when it comes to relaxation, it can be done in so many ways. Some people love to take a nap. Some people love to just outright get in the bed and go to sleep. Some people, like me, reading and listening to audiobooks is very relaxing to the mind, which I'm not sure why reading and audiobooks are relaxing to my mind, because literally I transport myself into the story, that it really shouldn't be relaxing. It should be very busy, because wherever that story is where my mind is. So, but it's very relaxing to me. Also, I like long drives and things like that, listening to, information in the car while I'm on a drive, being at the beach. We're going to talk about all of that. But I want to just start off with talking about what happens to the body when you're relaxed. So when you're relaxed, of course, your muscles hurt less, and relaxation promotes your brain to release endorphins. So just relaxing, if you're in pain, if you relax the body and you're not moving around, you can help with getting rid of a bit of that pain as well. So the endorphins that are released is a chemical that's actually a natural painkiller. Now, this is coming from webmd.com, so that's one of the sources, but there were others. Like when I find something on Wikipedia, WebMD, or wherever, I always go and cross-reference it with maybe like 5 or 6 other sites, and then I decide which one I want to give the information from. But it also says that studies show that relaxation techniques like meditation, told you we're going to talk about that, can lessen pain from conditions like fibromyalgia, migraines, chronic pelvic pain, and irritable bowel syndrome, which is IBS. Now, that right there is very, very important, because a lot of people have 1 or 2 of these issues. There's somebody, I'm sure, that has all of those issues. But just the mere fact that relaxation gives you a happy feeling should be good enough. Not only does relaxation feel good, but science has shown that it's good for you on multiple ways. It helps you feel healthier, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. And that I'm getting from hypnosisdownloads.com. So that's a little bit more information. But some people ask, well, what does relaxation feel like? And I think it feels different to each person, because when you're relaxed, you have, different decrease in both skeletal and smooth muscle tension. So if you're in pain, most of the time, if you're in that, by the way, came from Dr. richbologna.com. So that's Dr. RICHBLONNA, Bologna. But if you notice, when you're in the hospital and you're in pain, first thing they tell you is either sit down or lay down. In the daytime, when you don't want to just lay in the bed, they'll put you in a chair. that's very, very cushiony and comforting, or they'll let you lay in the bed that you can adjust up, down. Some of them even do heating and cooling on them. So, you definitely want to relax and enjoy your life. And I think that there's some things that you can do every single day to relax and enjoy your life. So I'm going to just talk about maybe about 7 of those ways that you can de-stress and relax. One of them is let your supports challenge you. For example, if you're working on something and you need to know more about it, let it challenge you, because you'll get a new vigor about it. Like, okay, I need to find out the answer to this or figure out the research on that or whatever. On our last podcast, we talked about, spiritual. And so on this one, it's talking about count your blessings. Instead of staying down in the dumps and thinking about everything that's going wrong, start thinking about all those things that are going right. Get your priorities in writing. Keep your to-do list so that you'll feel accomplished even if you do 1 or 2 of those things. I don't care if you got a list with 100 things. If you do 1 or 2, you're good. I know that sounds crazy, but trust me, something is better than nothing. And, it's kind of like choosing your battles. Am I going to, wash the dishes, or I'm going to take a nap? Guess what? You can take a nap and still wash the dishes all in one day. But if that nap is going to make you feel better and give you more energy to get in there and do that, then you got to pick your battles and go do that. If you're busy all day long, you got kids, you got husbands, you got things that you have to do, work and all of these things, make sure that you take often breaks. Like, I'll take a break for like 15, 20 minutes. I'll go do something that has nothing to do with my work, like watch a video or, catch up on a TV show or watch a movie or something like that, or just simply relax and take a nap for 30 minutes just to get away from what I'm doing. And then I get up with that same excitement, kind of like when I go to sleep at nighttime. I get up so excited when I'm working on something so that I can finish it. And then the last thing I guess I'll share is take on one task at a time. That's back to that to-do list, that even if you have 20 things that you need to do, if you just do 10 of them off the list in a week, you're fine. But don't try to do all 10 of them in one day or in 1 hour, or as soon as you wake up in the morning, as soon as you rise from your pillow, you're like, I have 10 things to do. I have to do them all right now. Like, yeah, I get it that your mind will make you think you do have to do all of those things at that time, but it's actually not a truth. So don't let it, get to you and stress you out. Relaxing, like I say, can come in so many different types of ways. It can come by reading a book. It can come by walking along on the beach. It can come by meditating. It can come by prayer. It can come by going and getting a relaxing massage, a foot rub. It can come in so many ways. When you start learning to meditate, make sure that you practice before you beat up on yourself because you didn't feel like you did it long enough. You didn't feel like you stayed focused enough. You didn't feel like you had a strategy. You felt like you had to say affirmations. You can literally just say nothing and think nothing and meditate right from where you are. Doesn't matter if you're sitting on the toilet. Don't matter. You can meditate from anywhere. The next thing I'm going to talk about is breathing deeply. I'm giving you this list of just 18 ways or 20 ways or 30 ways that you can help yourself to relax more. Start practicing a little bit more proper breathing. Now, we all breathe in and out. It's the way we continue to flow this blood and this air through our lungs and all of that. But start thinking about how you're breathing. Like, I have literally been on videos where they're doing breathing techniques, and it really, really does help with the diaphragm and all of that. And then next, make sure that you're paying attention to your mindfulness. I mean, those things that are around you, things that come in your view. Be mindful of those things. And I've heard so many people say things, and I'm just like, wow, they don't even live in this universe. They are in a whole nother world that they don't understand that this is a part of reality. It may not be your reality, but it is a part of somebody's reality. Scan your body. Scan your body mentally. Because we did a health talk on mental evaluations and things like that. But scan your body mentally so you can understand where you're holding tension. That could be in your shoulders, in your back, in your neck, in your legs, in your arm. Where are you holding your tension? And then start to discover, do I need to put a heating pad on that? Do I need to get that massage? Do I need to rub? Like, what do you need to do? Next thing on my list is something I love to do every single day. I think I just posted something on Instagram or somewhere not too long ago that said no music, no life. A part of relaxing can be music. Um, when I'm working on certain projects, I like to listen to classical music. When I need something upbeat and I need my brain to just think differently, I like to listen to rap music. When I'm doing research or something like that, sometimes I like to listen to gospel music or R&B. I am known to go into my office and that day I'll have a list of names next to my desk of, you know, old school music that I like if I'm not listening to records or something. Like sometimes I'll go in my office and I'm like, today is Tina Marie. I'm listening to Tina Marie all day until I finish this particular project. 9 times out of 10, at least once a week, I'm listening to Teddy Pendergrass. I like listening to Teddy Pendergrass. His voice is just so sexy and soothing, and just, you know, that was a little bit before my time of knowing who he was, and what a heartthrob he was to women back then. But I just admire his voice. He would have not been a heartthrob to me, but you never know. I do love his voice, though. I have a friend who says that she tries hypnotherapy and that it works really, really well. I've been around a lot of hypnotherapists. I've never been hypnotized, not on purpose. Because, you know, sometimes you meet people and you get in relationships and you're hypnotized by how much you like them that you don't see other stuff until you see it. And then when you see it, you're like, oh. But hypnotherapy has been one of those things that causes relaxation. And people, I actually interviewed a lady on this show who does past life regression hypnotherapy, and that is what her passion is. That is what she loves. That is what she does full time, and it works out really, really, really well for her. This one right here is going to sound crazy, but when we were talking about our vitamin health series, we talked about vitamin D. But here's the natural way to get your vitamin D. Get some sun. I don't know about you, but when it's winter time and the sun is out, that combination is so beautiful to me. But then when it kicks into the warm seasons, I'll tell you right now, my sweet spot is 85 degrees to 114. 85 is like, yes, 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 yes. 114 is like, I'm going to get a fan and then I'm going to be okay. When I was in Honduras doing mission trips with my church I did it for 8 years, and it would always be 115, 116 while we were building churches and making brick out of homemade and all of those wonderful things. So been there, done that. I've been in San Antonio when it was 114 degrees. So no big deal. I can handle it. You know, you get your hat, make sure you got your sunscreen that you prefer, and make sure you don't have on shoes that'll melt on the pavement like it did in Arizona when I was there. And just make sure that you're protected and you'll be good. But I don't mind breathing in the warmer weather. My bones feel good when it's warm and I get sun. My brain can think better. My feet are happy. Like, everything works well for me when I get that sun. Take a quick walk. And if you want to spice it up a little bit, take a quick walk for about 10 minutes in nature. And if it's just in your backyard, take your shoes off and ground your feet to the ground. And just get all of those natural minerals that may pop up into your soul. Get all of that. Get all of that. I just asked myself yesterday, when is the last time you went outside and just walked in the grass? And I had to tell myself, remember, the grass disappeared for about a year or two, and now it's just starting to build back up. But now that my yard man hasn't been able to come for a couple of weeks because it's been raining, perfect time for me to get in the front yard and ground my feet when it's not wet or cold out there. Another favorite thing I like is laughter. I love watching comedy shows, especially when Netflix puts up certain shows or whatever. I love watching comedy shows. They really delight me a lot. I'm not really into a lot of the comedians that most of you like, perhaps, but I do like some comedy. Like, I remember when I had Sirius Radio in my car, I would always put it on the comedy shows, and I would be driving from here to Louisiana and I would be laughing so hard. Actually, it's the only reason why I actually want to get Sirius Radio back. Sirius XM. It's the only reason, just to listen to the comedy. But I'm just like, yeah, but now we got Spotify and we got all these other things. You don't have to actually buy that, so I'm not going to. Chew gum. Chewing gum can help you to get the stress off of you, and it helps to, look, if you like me and you chew it and blow bubbles, look, all that stress will go away because you'll be thinking about nothing about how good that gum sounds popping in your mouth. It's just an option. It's something I'm just sharing with you. Practice creative visualization. I read a book 25 or 30 years ago about creative visualization. I never forgot it, and I never stopped practicing it. When you mentally imagine things, it really helps. And when they come to fruition, oh my gosh, you get so excited. It stays on your mind. You think about it often when you, for example, if you put up a picture collage of the things that you want, the things you love, the things you desire, all of those things for yourself, it really does matter. Massage your hands. You don't have to go to someone to massage them, but you can take 5 minutes a day and massage your hand. I often catch myself rubbing my hands in a circle, just kind of, I like my hands to be warm. I like the way my skin feels, especially if I have on shea butter or something like that. I really do like that. Next, it's obvious we've been talking this month about health, and the next thing on my list is to eat the right foods. There are some foods that put you in a dump. I share it with you. When I eat ice cream, I go way down in the dumps. Eating dark chocolate is good for you. My doctor just told me the other day, he said, try to incorporate a little chocolate, but make sure it's dark chocolate. Try honey, I'm telling you. Try green tea. He talked about green tea. So those are great stress relievers. The next one is going to be the stretch. When you get up in the morning and before you get out of bed, stretch your body and, kind of feel your body a little bit, all your limbs and everything. Stretch your body. So then that way, it'll be just like your little mini yoga without having to go to yoga class, of course. It's like me. I have a mini gym in my house because I have the whole body vibration machine, so I can get on that for 10 minutes, and that equals an hour. So I spend 30 minutes on it. So there you go, 10, 20, 30. I got 3 hours of exercise. Boom. Take some alone time. I love traveling alone, especially when I'm in my car and I'm driving. I like to drive on road trips by myself. I get a lot of delight out of that. But take some alone time, even if that means, like I remember when my kids were little and they would go to bed and go to sleep at a certain time. I would go in my room, lock the door, and I would watch Sex and the City. I would watch everything, just have my own time to myself and still be asleep by 10 and could be up the next morning at 4 or 5, sometimes 3. But, it took practice to be able to spend time alone because you don't want to feel guilty that you feel like you should give other people your time. But one thing about me is I know that if I don't take care of myself, there's no way I can take care of everybody else. So I have to prioritize myself. Next thing on the list is looking outside. Simply stand outside from the window and look at the sky and the clouds. Like literally look at the skies, the clouds, the trees. Hug a tree if you got to. Just take a break and go and look outside. Yesterday, I opened up my front door because I don't know what I was looking for, but I may see if they dropped any packages from Amazon or something. I looked out the door and it was so noisy outside. Like nobody was doing anything on the street. It was just the noise from the main street, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 blocks over, leaving out of my neighborhood. And I was like, oh, let me close the door. It is so noisy out there. And sometimes I can go outside. Like if I was to go outside right now, I would hear all kinds of